Amirawa Hopa. Thank you for joining us. I am Aaliyah Chavez. The Supreme Court has added a case to its docket this term involving federal Indian law and healthcare services. Last week, the justices heard oral arguments in Becerra versus San Carlos Apache tribe. All around the country, the Indian Health Service, also known as IHS, administers health care for tribes. However, Congress allows tribes to contract with the IHS to run its own programs. The question before the High Court is whether the IHS must pay contract support costs, not only to support IHS-funded activities, but to also support tribal expenditure income collected from third parties. This case was previously two cases, one involving the San Carlos Apache and another involving the Northern Arapaho, but attorneys for both decided to consolidate. Ahead of oral arguments, several Native organizations filed amicus briefs in support of tribes, including the National Indian Health Board and the National Congress of American Indians. A ruling is expected this summer, and regardless of what happens, the case could have major impacts on IHS funding moving forward. Yurok citizens in California are celebrating a land-back victory. That's after the National Park Service, the state's Parks Department, and a private organization agreed to return 125 acres to the tribe. ICT's Nika Bartu-Smith starts our reporting.
So not only is this a huge land back win for the Yurok tribe, it also is a big deal nationally because it marks the first time that a tribe has entered into a co-management agreement with the national parks on land that will be owned by the tribe, right? Because this land will be back under tribal ownership by 2026.
Really excited about this agreement, this work that we're doing as stewards of the people who took care of land. It's a beautiful piece of property surrounded by the creek, the river. We're doing river restoration work to improve habitat for salmon. We're surrounded by old growth redwoods. We've always used redwoods in the land as resources, as tools. We use redwoods to build our homes. We use redwoods to dance and prayer. We use it for our boats. So it lines with us in the heart of who we are as Yurok people.
So the land is 125 acres called Orao, renamed by the tribe. And not only is it a gateway to the Redwoods National Park, it also is roughly the center of the traditional homelands of the Yurok tribe itself.
We're looking to build a visitor center and a cultural center on this piece of property, being able, because it is the gateway with our ancestral territory. And we want to share that experience. And we want to share this with our brothers and sisters across Indian country, because this is not just a win for Yurok, this is a win for Indian country.
An agreement with the U.S. Department of Agriculture and a tribal college will support Indigenous seed sovereignty distribution. Nuweta Hidata Sathnish College will work with the USDA in a collaborative effort to increase the number of traditional varieties of seeds of the Mandan, Hidata, and Arikara Nation crops. The initiative will amplify the college's traditional seed cache and increase seed accessibility to tribal citizens. This agreement builds upon the USDA's partnership with tribal communities, which aim to advance food sovereignty efforts to further incorporate tribal research priorities and knowledge. While all eyes are on college basketball right now, high school hoops wrapped up last month through tournaments of their own. In South Dakota, Pine Ridge made it to the finals. SDPB producer Jonathan Ruse has this story.
The culture we built is everybody does it. Everybody does morning shooting. Everyone does, lifting weights. When we get on our off-season stuff, everybody's buying in to getting good grades, being in school every day. And, I keep telling everyone that you can't build something this strong and powerful without building it with your community. The boys, they really play for each other. And we got this saying, we say, good shots for great shots. And what we try to, emphasize on our program is when everybody touches the ball, everybody's locked in. Ball's power. So, when you touch the ball, you're more locked in defense, and you're more locked in rebounding. You're more, pushing the ball up, playing for each other. So, that's our energy. That's our sun, that ball. I want to play fast-paced, and I don't like to label it like that. But I want to play fast-paced like we do around the reservation. But at the same time, to be successful in this state, you got to have a half-court game like you do in East River. So, you know, what we're trying to teach them and what we've kind of succeeded this year is playing both styles. We try to blend that all together because, you know, you got to do it all to win these, especially to win these 3 games. You know, I told them it's not about me. It's everything I do is for them. So, you know, they're be remembered as heroes forever. It means the world to me. I would never ask any of my players or coaches to do anything that I wouldn't do. So I'm just grateful for, you know, every single one of them, even down to the managers and our little water boys, you know. It's special to me, all of them.